Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Miko coming at you with another how to play Elio video. Just some basic tips that I've gathered over the past couple of years of playing and look forward to sharing them with you today. I'm primarily just going to play an Intel set. This is probably your standard Intel build that you might find anywhere out there on the internet. I'm running a Jahash on mine. You don't have to. You could easily swap out for an Inky. I primarily play an Inky whenever I do PvP with my Elio, but everything else pretty standard. And I do like to play my Elio with 12 AP. I find that casting 2 portals and then also closing them every single turn, or at least mostly every single turn, generally I need to have 12 AP in order to play with that, so that's why you see the Scrot instead of the Snailmate that you might see with other builds. So the first thing that I want to do before we get too far into this is just do a quick reminder on how the basics of portals work. If you don't remember, portals like to move in a clockwise rotation based on whichever portal is closest to you. So in this case, you can see I'm just simply putting 2 portals out this turn. And then we're going to place them evenly away, effectively in a square, to show which portal would each one go through. So you can see the starting portal, it always wants to move to the closest one clockwise first, and then it will come out effectively on the furthest one from that in that same pattern. So in this case, portal 3, it'll actually go through portal 2, because the closest one in a clockwise pattern is actually portal 4. So if we want to run back, we can hit the mob through that, and you can see that pattern that they're going through. So the first quick little trick that we are going to look at today is really starting a turn and how to get away from somebody as fast as possible if it's a 1v1 or a solo fight type situation. So as you can see here, I've put my portals out, I'm buffing myself, and then I am using my Lightning Fist spell, pushing myself through the portal in order to kind of yeet myself away to the other side of the map. Then I'm able to put out a portal and then attack the mob from that point in time, or attack the other player if I was looking to do something like that. So in this case, I'm just adding another portal further out to get a little bit more of a damage buff out of it. You can see really any of the portals that I'm hitting through on my side, I am hitting the enemy in this case. So this next strategy that I'm going to show you here, I actually can't take credit for it myself. My friend Scar showed me how to do this, and I use it quite a bit in PvP situations. So treat the carrot as if it's an ally, but effectively what we're going to do is turn 1, do a full buff to the best of our abilities on an ally here. So I'd run up, put my portals out, buff my ally AP, buff my ally power, and then Exodus through the portal, jumping over the ally in this situation. So effectively I could have put a portal out, maybe hide behind a wall. I'd be able to, buff them, leave my portal open if I wanted to on turn 1 so that my ally could then run through it. Maybe they're a melee character. All kinds of different situations where this can be really useful to get back into the play of things and then get a portal further out there onto the other side of the field if we're doing a maybe a 3v3 or a 5v5 situation. So as I mentioned, I like to play Int Elio primarily, and that's because of the big heals that you can get off of this. In this case, I don't really have a good ally to demonstrate for you here, but we're going to do our best with a carrot. I'm going to do just a little bit of damage to it to show that you can get some heals off of it, but really what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be casting distribution onto the enemy. And then this works even better if you have multiple enemies in the area, but I'm going to then cast distribution on it and then also apply virus onto the enemy, which would heal and damage, heal my allies, damage any of my enemies in an area of effect. The more allies that I am, or the more enemies that I'm hitting, the more my ally is going to get healed in this situation. But let's say they were also super low on their vitality. Putting distribution on it is going to give me a a little bit of an excess bump to the heal that I'm getting out of that. So it effectively heals for 50% of the damage received, and Virus also heals for 50% of the damage done. For this step, we're going to look at how do we do a what I like to refer to as a yoink. But effectively, maybe you have some melee players on your team and you are looking to move an enemy from one side of the map to the other. Let's say you have your portals already placed. In this case, I'm doing some damage to the enemy, and then I'm going to hit them with a contraction. That's going to put a portal underneath them and move them through to our side of the map. Now, what I generally like to do with contraction is I like to make sure that I'm putting them in a position that's from a portal far away from me, but still in a position that, maybe they're near one of my melee characters, so they're able to get to them on their turn. But effectively, it's a really good way to move the mob or move the enemy from one side of the map to the other, and the spell only costs 2 AP. Here's another example of that using a carrot as my ally here. This would be a situation where I want to use contraction to yoink them through the portal, but they're actually going to end up directly next to my ally. Maybe my ally is running a Volbus, or an Abyssal, or maybe they're a melee character, agi character, and they're locking them, something along those lines. So here's another nifty little trick, kind of going back to that Exodus trick that we did earlier. But effectively, let's say you had an enemy that was keeping an ally locked away, and you can actually Exodus through a portal and teleport the ally back to your side of the map if needed, as I just demonstrated with that carrot there. So you're casting Exodus through the portal onto the enemy with the ally on the other side. It's going to teleport them back over, and then, as you saw there, I used the summon in order to get out of it.